Yeah, radiant.
Thank you. Well, Karen, I asked you to do this conversation live with me and with several guests. I told you before because I think you're very inspiring, and the energy in your words, in your videos, is so strong and so full of love. So I really wanted to let other people see and feel that also. And that's why I asked you to do this conversation with me and all the other persons who are live with us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. And it'll be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's attending, because that's fun. And I love meeting new people. And yeah, so thank you, each one of you. It's really nice. I really appreciate it.
Yes, very welcome. For the other people who are listening, they can ask questions by chat, and I will look for a chat and ask Karen the question. So when you have a question, write it down and we can ask Karen. Karen, I'm very curious, was your energy always so powerful? Or did something happen, or did you notice that it changed?
You know, it's funny because I keep reconnecting with people that I knew a long time ago, like 20 or 30 years ago. And they're saying to me things like, you've always been so loving. You've always been really intuitive. You've always had this incredible energy. To me, it feels like I'm a lot more than I ever have been. What it is I'm more consistent. I'm completely consistent now. There's like, even if I have a temporary dip in my delight, it lasts for just a nanosecond. And so I'm in happiness and joy and love all the time, pretty much. I mean, it feels like all the time because it's so little when I'm out. And I guess it's always been part of my nature. I think it's part of everyone's nature, but it's definitely gotten more and more and more.
And do you practice it some way, or what do you do?
Yeah, I practice getting out of the way. I practice focusing on things that I appreciate. I practice tuning, and I can explain this a little more if you guys want, but tuning to the source within me, so that I'm hearing feedback all of a sudden. I'm just going to put the computer a little further away. Tuning to the source within me so that I get the perspective of the source within me consistently. That has been a really big thing for me, to see everything through the eyes of source and to feel everything through the being of source, so that I'm letting that source energy have its way with me, if you will.
Wow. And how does that source energy looks for you, feels for you? Can you explain your own vision?
What I start in my heart, and I start feeling my heart open, like it's shining out, like the sun, shining. And then from my heart, it's kind of like I feel a line of connection to my source, even though my source is within me. So I feel the source within every particle of my body, and that feels like that feels orgasmic. That feels like pleasure. It feels like excitement. It feels like life force energy. It feels like I'm being massaged, like I'm being cuddled and held and adored. It feels full. It feels rich. It feels like I don't need anything from anyone else. I'm fully satisfied. I'm fully fulfilled, and I'm fully present in that fulfillment. Like there's nothing. And then it feels also like I'm super clear. My intuition is wide open. My intuition is fully clear, and I just am in tune. So I'm just kind of flowing. It's like it's carrying me on its energy, like a wave is carrying a surfer. I feel like I'm surfing the wave of the source within me towards everything I want, and it just basically carries me to all I want.
And is that something you do, you started the day with, or is it something you do in another way?
Wait, say it again.
Do you start the day with the feeling in your heart, and is it something you start every day with, or is it something you do through the day?
Both. One of the first things I do when I wake up is I just start, even before my eyes are open, I just feel like thank you, and then I've made these meditations for myself that are I'm making them for an app. They're like good morning meditations. They're different meditations on different subjects, but I have them on good morning meditation. So first thing in the morning before you're even fully awake, you can listen to these, and then I have meditations on different things, but they all are about alignment. So I'll listen to a meditation, and then that puts me in the buzz. It puts my whole body buzzing because I get really relaxed, and then throughout it, I can feel my heart, because all the meditations have a lot of heart energy in it. And then I feel, after the meditation's over, I ask into my heart. I say the phrase "I am," and then I wait to hear what comes back, or to feel what comes back. And what I feel is like who I am now in this moment, because I expand. We all expand in every moment. So I'm waiting to find out and to discover who I've become, in this new moment. And I do that throughout the day. I just kind of feel that I am statement in my heart many times a day, and I feel who I have become, and that keeps me in contact with the source within me.
Wow, it's so following your inspiration, following your intuition. That's all you do, I guess, when I hear you.
Yes, I mean, I do other things. I write out things I appreciate sometimes, and I do silent meditation sometimes, and I dance and I sing, and I I just play a lot. It feels like I have a clear line, so I can hear the source within me talking to me, basically either guiding me or praising me or praising someone else or praising something else. It's constant praise of everything is going on, and I just hear it all the time, and it's just luscious.
And is that a choice you made to focus upon that voice, your inner voice, your source voice?
Yes, I recognize that voice is the voice of truth, that nothing else is as important to me as that voice. So I just focus on that voice. If I have a thought that doesn't match that voice, or if someone else is saying something that doesn't match that voice, I can hear what I'm thinking or what they're saying, but it doesn't have any impact on me. It's like I'm immune to it, because I hear, even if someone is complaining about something, what I hear is, oh, they're so beautiful. They're so precious. They're so lovable. They're so amazing. Oh, I just want to hug them and love them up. They're just perfect. Like, I hear that kind of thing. So there's no, so even when somebody's complaining, it doesn't distract me because the voice is so loud.
And is that voice so loud because you practiced it, because you gave it attention? How is that? Can you teach it to other persons, or can you give advice about that? Or
Yes. The more I started out by realizing that the perspective of the source within me is the most important perspective. That just made sense to me, because because, really, I had read the news in America, and then I would travel to another country and read the news about the same thing there, and it was a totally different perspective. And so I realized that all the news is someone's opinion. Anything anyone says is someone's opinion. The only real truth is the divine truth. And so once I got that clarity, I started to focus on what is the perspective of the source within me. And I started with writing because I could feel it a lot more. When I had a pen, it would slow me down. So I would write out, I would say, source, what is your perspective about? And then I would either name a person or a situation. And then I would feel in my heart what was coming up. And so, like, one of the first times it happened, there was a woman that was a teacher in a class that I was attending, and she wasn't easy for me to appreciate. And then I had walked away from where she was, and I was just in another area by myself, and I just closed my eyes and I said, Source, what's your perspective of her? My heart immediately flooded with love. And I just felt like, she's so precious. She's so perfect. She's so beautiful. I literally started crying, kind of like I'm getting teary right now. And she was on the other side of the room, and I just was compelled to walk right over to her. I gave her a huge hug, and I said, thank you for inspiring me to more love. And that was one of the first times, and I really got, like, I had been struggling a little bit with finding things that I liked about her. And then the minute I asked, I was flooded with love. And so I do that with pen and paper, and it literally is a practice. This is something anyone can do. It just takes valuing it, knowing that it's something important, thinking it's something that you want to do. And then it takes practice, and just practice. In French, the word for practice is repetition. It's not a big deal. It's simple. And it is simply asking the source within me, what is it that is your perspective? And then tuning to it, feeling it. It's emotional. It won't be necessarily in words. It'll be in feeling, and finding what that feeling is. Sometimes there will be words, but mostly it's a feeling. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. Just like with that woman, all I felt was just pure love. That was my source's perspective on her, pure love. And now she's friends with me, and she will bend over backwards to do things for me. And I feel total appreciation for her. And we have this wonderful connection now.
Wow.
And I've done it with everyone in my life.
Wow. That's just a great exercise to do. When you speak about it, I can imagine, and I feel the energy already. For myself, I write also a lot, and I love to write and to feel the love writing it. But this is a great, great exercise. And what I feel is such a power in every person, for every relationship. Yes.
Thank you. Thea, you're just so beautiful. I'm just like mesmerized by your beauty. You're just gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you. And I also read from Nancy. I feel the energy Nancy's writing. So it's to feel for everyone. Wow.
That's wonderful.
Karen, you also speak a lot about ease, that things are going to be easier and easier. Can you tell something about that? Because I like it a lot.
Yeah, because, a lot of people will say things like, life is really difficult, and then life is really difficult. But life just responds to what you practice saying. So I thought to myself, how easy can life be? That was a really big question for me. How easy can things come to me? And so I basically just asked that question, and then decided to focus on being completely easy, and on believing that everything would be easy. And all I do is know that everything is going to be easy. I just practice that thought. Oh, this is easy for me. 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 It's easy and it's fun. It's always easy and it's fun. So I live in Los Angeles, and I have the experience of driving through Los Angeles faster and more efficiently now than I ever have before. I'm in the flow with all the other cars that are out there in such an easy way, and it has really become easy. And so I can see my flow is all about ease. And so anytime I'm going to embark on something new, I just pre-plan it and just intend it's going to be easy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be effortless. And the more I've thought about effortlessness and ease, so the feeling of easy, the feeling of effortlessness is really, it's light, it's natural, it's totally expectant of everything working out. There's a total trust, confidence. There's a peacefulness. There's a tranquility. It feels really quiet and beautiful and relaxing. So I have that energy kind of at the core of my being all the time. So just because I've practiced it, I've felt into it like I just did. And as I practiced it, it's gotten more and more. So naturally, even if I don't pre-plan that something's going to be easy, it naturally will be, because it's so much part of who I am now. It's deep in my automatic consciousness, in my subconscious. It's super, super, like subconscious is all wired up with love.
Yes. You made your own truth of life's being easy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, really nice. And I also read and saw a video about you, about chronic pleasure, and that you had before chronic pain, so you do know the other side.
Yes.
But now we can all hear you talking and feel the energy. How did it shift? Can you tell us something about it?
Yes. A beautiful man said to me one time, it seems like when you're having fun, when you're doing something you want to do, you feel good. And when you're doing something that someone else wants you to do that you don't want to do, you're tired and you're in pain. And when they said that, I was like, oh my God, that's so true. And I started to practice making anything I was going to do be really fun and be something I wanted to do. So, and I practiced appreciating my body. I made a meditation for myself, because I make personalized guided meditations for people. But before I did that, I started making them for myself. And one of the first ones I made was about my body. And I focused on all the ways I wanted my body to be. Youthful, full of pleasure, full of vibrant energy. I had narcolepsy. That's a disease where you fall asleep all the time, like 20 times a day. And as I started to appreciate my body, and I would listen to this meditation many times a day, and I just would feel it. It would put me in a deep relaxation. I would get buzzy, and I could feel the pleasure of the meditation. It was a very pleasurable meditation as I was doing it. And I would just start to feel better and better. And then I would think about my body, and I realized, like, my body, everybody's body, wants you to be proud of it, wants you to approve of it, wants you to love it, wants you to value it. And when I started to feel approval from my body, like I would get tired or I'd be in pain and I would feel approval even though I was feeling those other physical symptoms, that approval was like it was like a medicine. It just kind of eradicated the pain or the fatigue, and the feeling of being proud of my body really started to make my body feel happier and happier. And then I discovered something else just by fluke. I had gotten a cranial sacral treatment, and the person had been really good, done all this work, but they'd been far away from me. And they didn't live with me and couldn't do it all the time. And I was talking to a friend, and I thought, God, I would love to have that cranial sacral feeling all the time. And literally just thinking that, I started to feel like I was being massaged inside my brain. It was the source within me, I think, massaging my brain. Like there would be maybe some structure in my brain, let's say the pituitary or something, and I would feel this really gentle energy just massaging this part of my brain. And then the back of the brain is the brainstem, where we're fight or flight, the reptilian brain. It's the oldest part of our brain. And I felt the source within me, if this was that, I felt the source within me kind of massaging it and rubbing it and pleasuring it. And it literally felt like it was rewriting all of my brain. It felt like as it did that, every thought disappeared and what was occurring was pleasure. And I just started feeling that pleasure in every particle of my brain, and I was feeling it. It started to massage my heart. It massages my body anywhere I want it to massage. I can feel it like an internal massage anytime I want it. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I can allow this energy to massage me, and it loves to pleasure me. It loves to pleasure me. So I can be in pleasure doing anything, really. I mean, I'm feeling it right now. I'm getting massaged in places that feel really yummy. There's no part of your body that's off limits to the source within you. The source within you loves every part of your body and can access every part of it and can just flood it with so much pleasure. And I really feel like my brain has shifted. I can elicit, they talk about the different neurotransmitters of endorphins or oxytocins or anandamides. These are all neurotransmitters of pleasure, of dopamine. And I feel like I can just elicit them with an intention. And all I do is just think the word oxytocin, and I'm bonded. I feel soft. I feel connected. I feel pleasure. I feel fulfilled. I feel totally bonded and connected, and I can do it on any chemical because I know what they feel like. So this pleasure is literally in every cell of our bodies. We have the pleasure for orgasm in every single cell. There's no part of our body that can't be orgasmic, which is really exciting, and so you can feel that pleasure, in every single cell that you want to feel it in. And it's literally just asking and allowing it to happen, getting out of the way, staying relaxed, letting it happen, and appreciating it. The more I appreciate it, the more I feel it. My attunement to it is now really clear. I can feel every stroke. I can feel every touch really specifically. So my whole body is sort of awake to pleasure.
Oh, your words are so, I can feel them so powerful. I saw that Anneke sent something. It looks like the only thing shift there is knowing that it is everywhere. Not even believing, but knowing that everything is possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Annika. Everything is possible. There's nothing that's impossible. And the more you know that, our imaginations are I call God and imagination. They're the same thing to me in a way. The more you use your imagination, well, we're always using our imagination. It's just the more you use your imagination towards the things you want versus the things you don't want. The more you use your imagination towards the things you want, the more you're able to create anything you want, and knowing that anything is possible. You can be anything, you can do anything you want to do, you can have anything you want to have. It's simply a matter of knowing it and letting your imagination flood you with that clarity about it, so that you can feel the feelings of it. There's nothing that's out of reach, because everything has an emotional frequency to it. So anything we want, it's just a matter of tuning to that frequency. And as you tune to that frequency, you become one with it, and you become in alignment with everything you want. And it's fun. It's all so fun. It's all so easy. And it's also, it's like playing. It's like playing with the energy of the universe, making the things you want with your imagination. It's all playing. It's daydreaming. It's fun.
Yes, I feel the energy of a child within that also. It's so playful.
Yes. Yeah, it's totally playful. It's totally fun. And what's cool is, like, you don't have to know the way to it. You just know the feeling of it, and the way to it sort of shows up. You don't have to figure out how you get to it. It's so much fun. So it's really just about what would be the most pleasurable thing to fantasize about, and then fantasize about it and feel it and imagine it and feel it and imagine it, and then go about your day. Don't worry about it, but the path to it starts to show up, and it's really fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So let's check. My first thought was it needs a lot of exercise, but then I thought, no, that's a thought that I believe, but I can turn it by knowing that I also can do it. Anneke also said.
Yes, brilliant, Annika. Yeah, I don't ever consider it exercise, but then I like exercise. I mean, I love working out. Physically working out. I love exercise, but I don't think of it as an exercise. I just think of, ooh, God, that would be so yummy to think about. Ooh, that would be yummy to write about. I would love to write about that. Ooh, I would love to write about that. Because as I'm writing about it, I'm getting more clarity. I'm getting more energy. My life force starts to increase. I feel this light in every particle of my body. The pleasure in my body increases. So doesn't feel like an exercise in a negative way. It feels like the joy of connecting up in a richer way.
Yes. And I also love you when you talk about the words, I love being strong.
Yes. Yes. And it's fascinating to me because you said the word strong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I focus on being strong, and I love being strong, and I love my energy being strong. I love my body being strong. My body has gotten crazy strong. I mean, I just am so strong. I just, like, there's nothing that's hard for me. Whatever I do, it's fun. I mean, there are things there are a challenge that I work towards, but even so, it's fun in the challenge of it. And I just have gotten super, super strong, and it's gotten stronger and stronger. My body feels younger now than it has ever felt. Even when I was a teenager, my body feels younger now. I feel stronger. I feel more capable now. And that whole myth about aging, I recognized when I was a teenager that there was a myth about aging, because people would talk about it, and I would watch how they would talk about it, and they'd become older as they talked about themselves aging. And I remember vowing to myself, I was like 8 or 9, saying I would never stop climbing trees. I would never drink coffee. I would never smoke cigarettes, and I would never get old. And I really was I was adamant about it at that time. And I feel like that has really served me, because I don't need any stimulant. I don't need any stimulant outside of me. I don't smoke anything. And I still climb trees, and I feel youthful all the time. I don't even use that word old. I don't use that word old. It doesn't even come into I used it, but I don't think about it. I think of how youthful I feel. I think of how vibrant I feel. And then it makes you really strong and energized and capable. I have incredible balance. I have incredible flexibility. I have incredible stamina and endurance. But those are all things that I focus on. That was part of actually one of the meditations that I made for myself. And I've made these for other people too. But making meditations on the vibrancy and the life force being alive in every cell of my body. Yeah, it feels like every cell of my body has its own little engine.
Yes, can you tell us a little bit more about your meditations? You also spoke about it. You first you made them for yourself.
Yeah, first I made them for myself, and I would listen to them. And then after a certain point of listening to them, I hadn't listened to them for maybe a couple of months. And I went for a walk, and I was just listening while I was walking. And as I was listening, I was like, wow, that thing has happened, and that thing has happened, and that thing has happened, and that came to me, and that came to me, and that came to me, and that came to me. And I was just amazed at how many manifestations had happened so effortlessly. They just were now present in my life. There was no effort to them. And I thought, wow, this is something really powerful. And I thought, I wonder if somebody else would like it. And I just made an offer on Facebook. And that day, somebody said, yes, I'd like to do one with you. And so I did one with her. And then it has literally been pretty much nonstop, unless I book out. Sometimes I need a day off. But it has been nonstop of people wanting to do the meditations with me. And the practice of it has gotten so much fun, because now I learned how to tune to my inner being, but I also learned how to tune to the source within other people. So when they talk about what it is that they want, I'm able to feel it, and I'm able to express it in a way that maybe they haven't tapped into yet. And I can feel their inner being guiding me. I don't make a plan when I do the meditations. I don't have any plan about anything really, except that it's going to be fun and successful and beautiful. So I don't know the plan of the meditation. All I know is that as I start to go, I'm getting clarity. I'm feeling sensations, and I'm expressing them in ways that they can feel, and then they start to move into alignment with whatever it is that they want. And it's so much fun, because basically I get to love everyone up. I get to praise them and acknowledge how perfect they are and how right they are, and then tune to the goodness of who they are and express it in a way that is totally allowed. They want me to do that. And it's so fun. It's pure pleasure. And then people, will write me a note and say, I'll be still editing after it's done. I'll be editing. They're off the connection. And I get a message, oh my God, you can't believe what just happened. And then they tell me, 6 different things that happened in between the time of doing the meditation, and I haven't even sent it to them yet. So it's really gratifying. It's a really fun process to do. I just love doing it. And I'm super, I just love it. And I'm super good at it. And the meditations are really powerful. They're really effective. They're really, they really transform people. Amazingly so. They transform me, the ones I make for myself, and then they transform other people. And it's just fun. It's so much fun. Yeah.
Yes, I can feel it in your words. And I recognize it also, because I speak audios. I call them audios for myself also, and for other people. And I recognize the words fun. It's so much fun to see the possibilities and the love and the energy in the other person. It's the greatest gift for myself, and then to give it back to the other person.
Yes, it's a total gift to me. It's being drenched in love, and them being drenched in love, and having this beautiful dance. Yeah, it's really a gift. Yeah, I'm so glad you do it too.
Yes. Leah asks or wrote, how did you become to pleasure despite chronic pain? It's so easy so automatically to focus on the pain, although you should focus on positive things.
Yes, I realized I used to work out with a whole bunch of friends at the beach. And one of the things that I realized was when I was focused on the pain, I couldn't do it. And when I was laughing and having fun, we're all a really great group of friends. We would have a lot of fun with each other. So when we'd be laughing and having fun, I'd have like total capacity to do something. So that also really influenced me. And I don't know if you heard the first part, Leah, when I was talking about this. I basically ignore, well, let me go back to this. Let me just tell you about this. Our brains have these hedonistic hotspots. There's centers that are devoted to pleasure, and they're all throughout our brain. They're just entirely devoted to pleasure. That's the whole reason they're there. They're just pleasure centers. So if you imagine that you have these pleasure centers, I didn't understand that I was doing this, but I learned about this after I had done it, and now it makes more sense. So let's say these are all these pleasure centers, and you fund them by doing anything that's pleasurable. And it can be physical pleasure, like getting a massage, or it can be mental pleasure, like appreciating someone or loving someone. It can be the pleasure of taste, the pleasure of smell, the pleasure of, a beautiful view, the pleasure of art, the pleasure of dancing. It can be any kind of pleasure. And then let's say this is a physical pain center. What happens, what most people do, is they take this pain center and they focus on it, and they focus on the pain, they focus on the pain, and they focus on the pain, and they focus on the pain. And the pain gets so big that it floods and overtakes, it kind of moves into the pleasure centers, and now the person can't feel pleasure. But I did it the opposite way without knowing it. I've always been very kinesthetic. I've always been an athlete, so I've always been in my body and very tuned into my body. So I've always loved pleasure. I've always gotten a lot of massages. I've always gone to the Korean bathhouses. I've always gotten scrubs. I've always gotten facials, all sorts of stuff like that. I just love that stuff. So as you start doing pleasure and focusing on pleasure, and I would focus on pleasure by getting massages, by letting the source within me massage my brain, by letting I do a practice called Orgasmic Meditation that is really pleasurable. I started doing all these things for pleasure. And what happened is these pleasure centers started to grow, because our brains will keep growing throughout our entire lives. It's called neuroplasticity. So our pleasure centers start to grow. And as they keep growing and growing and growing, they can actually take over the pain center. They can take over every center of your body. So they can take over the emotional pain center and the physical pain center. And what happens when you have pleasure so big in your brain, you'll get pain from something like, you hit your knee on the coffee table. So it's letting you know, hey, don't keep walking in that direction, move to one side. But it's not the kind of pain after you've moved and you keep walking, there's no pain. And I had a really wonderful experience with this, because I used to fly trapeze and I injured my shoulder. This was not the wonderful experience. This was how it used to be. I injured my shoulder and I had to have surgery, and it took years and years for my shoulder to feel better. But that's because I had focused on the pain so much that my shoulder was just not able to heal. I was in the way. And then years later, I was working out with some friends, and one of the exercises that they were doing was with a trainer, but he was doing it in a weird way. It dislocated my shoulder, and it hurt. It was real. I was like, whoa. And I stopped the exercise, and I didn't say anything to them because I didn't want them to put attention on it. And I walked off by myself, and I just thought, okay, I'm not going to focus on it. And it happened to be a beautiful sunset. We were outside working out, and the sunset was so beautiful. And I started looking at the sunset, and I started to just focus on the sunset and feel how beautiful it was. And we were on these beautiful grounds. There was a pond, and there was lilies all over it, and ducks, and this beautiful mansion that we were working out in. It was just beautiful. And so I was just appreciating all these things, and I forgot about it. I didn't even focus on it. And then I did other exercises that didn't involve it. I was aware not to use it, but I didn't do anything. I didn't think about it. I just was thinking about the pleasure of other stuff. And then within 2 days, I was back in my regular yoga class, and I do a lot of push-ups in the class. And I thought, okay, I remembered that I'd had that experience, but I hadn't really focused on it in the 2 days. And I thought, well, I'll just be gentle with myself and see if I can do a push-up. And I went to go do the push-up, and there was no pain. Somehow my shoulder was back in place. I don't even know how it had gotten back in place. I hadn't done anything to get it back in place. I used to have to go to the emergency room and have them pop it back in. But no, I didn't do anything. It just was back in place. I was a little slow with my push-ups for maybe 5 or 10 minutes in the class. And by 10 minutes, I was totally confident. And I was back doing my yoga the regular way. And and it never hurt again. It never hurt. And I've had that over and over and over again since I started to understand how we can really flood our body with these pleasure centers, and it will take over the pain. So the pain is good because it's a communication that something needs to change, but it's not needed to keep repeating itself once you've made the change. So does that help?
Wow, great story. Yes, I see Leah.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yes. Karen, I'm very anxious. Can you do a little short meditation with us right now?
Sure, yeah.
Thank you, Nancy also says.
Thank you. Yeah, what would you like it? What subject would you like it on?
Well, we just talked about our body. I always find it so yummy to feel the energy through my body. So that would be very fun.
Okay. So I don't know if people are driving or what, but
I guess.
yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna give a little relaxation to start with. Okay, and then we'll do it on the body, and we'll do it on pleasure and energy. Okay, so first, put your body in a relaxed position and take a deep breath. And then bring your attention to your beautiful, intuitive heart and feel the pulse of your heart, the beat of it. And bring all your attention to the beat of your heart. And then as you're feeling the beat of your heart, imagine that you're breathing into your heart and you're breathing the intention of softness. And as you breathe in this softness, it's infusing softness into your heart. Almost like when you put tea in a tea bag in a hot water, the water gets infused with the color and the flavor of the tea. Your heart is being infused with this softness. And your heart is relaxing. And as you keep breathing in this softness, your heart is being infused with this softness, and it's softening. It's relaxing. And as your heart relaxes, it's opening. And as your heart opens, you may perceive the pure, sweet, beautiful love that's always in your heart. This is eternal, infinite, unconditional love. It's always in your heart. It's always in every particle of your brain and every particle of your body. This is your true nature. This love is loving you no matter what you're thinking, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're feeling, no matter who you're with, no matter where you are. This love loves you. It's always within every particle of your body. It's always loving you. You can feel it easier when your heart is soft and open. And as you keep feeling this love in your heart, your brain is being infused with the love that's already there. It's recognizing the love that's in every particle of it. And it feels like you're being massaged on the inside of your brain. This love, this divine source energy is massaging and caressing the inside of your brain, rewriting your brain, bringing your brain into total alignment with everything that the source within you knows. Your brain is relaxing, feeling soothed, letting go. This caressing energy is in every particle of your brain. Your brain is feeling clear. It's feeling balanced. It's feeling the harmony of who you are, the harmony of being in alignment with all that you are and all that you want. And as your brain is feeling this gentle, kind, soothing love, every particle of your body is recognizing the love that's there. This love is in every single cell of your body. This love knows every single thing you desire, and it is bringing it to you now. Your entire body, your brain, every single cell, every single particle within every cell, your DNA, every organ, all of your systems, they're all moving into the alignment of pure love, the alignment with who you really are. And as you feel this, you may perceive tingling in your body. You may perceive energy running up your body. This is the energy of pure love, and it is bringing every particle of your body into divine and perfect health and well-being. Every particle of your body is in complete alignment with your divine health and well-being. Every particle of your body is being massaged, caressed, and wherever you focus upon, you can feel this gentle, pleasurable massage. It's pleasuring your body in this incredible way. Wherever you want to be massaged, it's massaging you. And you can feel every particle of your body focused on this gentle pleasure that is happening. And as you feel this pleasure, you can feel it radiating out from wherever you have been receiving this gentle massage. So every particle of your body is now drenched in pleasure, saturated in pleasure, and you're still being massaged wherever you want. And it feels so yummy. It feels so delicious. Every particle of your body is being drenched in the chemicals of pleasure. Your DNA is rewriting itself to be the DNA of pure pleasure. The DNA of pure, vibrant health and well-being. Your nervous system is relaxing, letting go, and perceiving this pleasure, communicating this pleasure through your whole body. All of your hormones and neurotransmitters are receiving and being and eliciting themselves into pure pleasure. Your lungs, as you breathe in, are receiving the pleasure that's all around you. And as your body feels this pleasure, you can feel how every single cell is smiling, happy, joyful. Every cell of your body is youthful and vibrant. It's in a celebration. It's like cells in a massive happy dance. A love fest is happening in your body. Every cell in your body is in love with you and loving every other particle of your body. Your entire body is a love fest. Your entire body is filled with pleasure. And as you feel this, you feel so proud of your body. You feel so much appreciation for your beautiful body. You feel so happy with your beautiful body. And your beautiful body is so proud of you. And the source within you is so proud of you. And it's this beautiful, incredible love fest that is so rich. You can feel how your body is becoming empowered in a whole new way. You're feeling this vibrant power so palpably. It's in your body. This is a power that is invincible. This is the power that is capable of healing anything, anytime, anywhere. Everything in your body is healing so quickly, so rapidly. You are more powerful than you can even imagine. And this power is in every particle of you. Every particle of you is strong and healthy and balanced and flexible. Your energy is vibrant and alive. Your systems are all working in such perfect harmony. Everything about you is aligned with the pure love of who you are. Let yourself bask in this for as long as you want. This is a very powerful, very effective, very phenomenal, transformative meditation. And as you allow yourself to bask in this pleasure, your body is completely transforming. It is becoming more youthful, more energized, more orgasmic, more happy, more filled with pleasure. Whenever you're ready, take a deep breath. Stretch your body if you want. Take all the time you need and open your eyes.
Wow, Karen. Thank you. With all my body, all the cells. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. My divine pleasure.
Wow. The message is wonderful. Thank you so much. And Anneke also said it was lovely. And this is so powerful. Smile, smile, says Nancy. Wow. Karen, thank you.
I'm so appreciative of each one of you being here with us, and thank you for doing this with me, Thea. Thank you for asking me. Thank you for asking all these fun questions, and thank you for being the light that you are. Thank each one of you for the gifts that you bring to this beautiful world, to me and to everyone.
Yes, thank you. Leah also says you are so beautiful, Karen.
Thank you, Leah.
Wow, it's so nice to share this with people and to feel it and to integrate it so much into our body and how our body loves it. It loves it so much.
Yeah, our body loves to love.
Yes. Well, thank you, Karen. I can keep saying that to you. It was so wonderful to hear your own story in your words, to feel your energy, and of course to do the meditation with you. Yes, it was very powerful and full of love. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your night or your day, and I'll see you when I see you.
Yes, I will stop doing the conversation right now. So Karen, for you, have a great day. We will go into bed.